shit's in the safe. Got me a spot out the way. Nigga just tryna be safe.
Let's get a sports talk.
This time around.
Well, I want to go back. Dwight playing in Orlando for 8 seasons, had 8 terrific seasons there, and towards the end, things started to get a little rocky for him. Had some back issues, a lot of talk, between himself, the GM, head coach, Stan Van Gundy. It was just nasty. Trade him to the Lakers. Playing with a contending team, playing with a Hall of Fame player like Kobe Bryant, a lot of stuff is going to come with that, right? Dwight wasn't healthy the whole time he was playing with the Lakers.
Yep.
And I think
It's a simple fact is, when you go from a situation when it's your team and you can do what you want, then versus when you go with Hall of Fame shooting guard and Kobe, it's a lot of expectations right there. He suspects you to come in and help him win a championship. He suspects you to come and be that next guy next to him to take that pressure off him. You suspect him to dominate the league so they could be a dominant team. It was so much on his plate, but he wanted that meal. And he couldn't eat it all because he wasn't healthy when he got to LA. He had back problems coming from Orlando, which he should have sat out when he got to LA and let his back heal.
it was unfair to him of the criticism that he was receiving from a lot of people because of his back issues. Anybody knows anything about dealing with your back and having surgery.
Yep.
It's tough as hell to play through that. So that really wasn't his fault. But moving forward, going to Houston and playing for 5 different teams in 5 seasons, I mean, things just wasn't looking right for him, right? I mean, it was just, it was a lot of baggage that came with that, and the perception was that, he was a bad teammate and he didn't take the game serious. So I think going through all that stuff, 5 teams in 5 years, he matured a lot.
So you think that's what's changed, is he had to go through all that?
He had to go through all that, and I think, looking back on that and having an opportunity to play for the Lakers again and play with LeBron James, you have to, at some point, become professional and take this thing serious and know this is your last shot.
Yeah, I agree with you, Tracy, and I think health was a big issue, not just with the Lakers, but also the last couple of stops he's been at. Washington, the latest, he just wasn't healthy. And it's hard to be yourself when you just, like you said, these are serious injuries. This isn't just like a rolled ankle or something. But I think another part of it is, we used to always talk about this in the front office, the most important question a team can answer, but also each individual player can answer is, who am I?
Right.
And if you can answer that truthfully and accurately, then you'll find a role in this league. And these are the guys that play.
At the same time now, this second go around, he not here to do a whole lot. They brought him in for one thing. It's to get him a few points. I'm talking about far as 10, 12, 14, and like a couple rebounds and protect the rim. The first go around, that's when he was still on top. Minus the injury, he had that a lot of potentials on his head, and he tried to do a whole lot, and he couldn't do the whole lot because he was dealing with something with his back. This second go around, he's healthy. Then he not suspect to come in and do a whole lot. That's a way he could just come on in and just do his job and just protect the rim, give rebound, get on 3 points off the bench, and you don't have to do a whole lot this second go around.
17, 18 years and seem to always transition well. And for the guys who struggle with that answer, because that answer changes in your career,
Absolutely.
right? And there's points where Tracy's answer to who am I is one of the best players in the world.
Yeah.
And then later in his career, a guy who's pretty smart and been around and know things. He can't continue to approach things as I'm one of the elite. I now have to transition, kind of like Vince Carter has.
Yep.
So what Dwight really struggled with, I feel like, in the latter parts is a refusal to accept So who am I? Well, now here he is with the Lakers, and he's answering that question very well.
That's a great point.
I'm here to rebound. I'm here to defend. Whatever y'all got for me, I got.
That's a great point, because if you think about when he was in Houston and some of these other stops, is him individually, I want the ball.
Yep.
Right? I want the ball. Throw me the ball in more. But that's not who you are. That's not what we need you to do. And I think it caused some friction in the organization between players as well. Coming here, no, I'm going to do my job. Whatever is asked of me, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to rebound. I'm going to defend. That's all we need you to do to be a championship caliber team.
I mean, if you're talking about a guy who 3-time Defensive Player of the Year.
Because this second go around right here, he realizing this is my opportunity to be able to win a championship now. This is my opportunity. I'm going to go ahead and accept the role they want me to come here and play. This is my opportunity to get a ring. This is my chance right here. I don't want to mess this up. I'm just going to come in and do my job. Accept they brought me here for. Instead of trying to do a whole lot. This is why he having a good little year for the Lakers, because he accepted who he is. He accepted the role they brought him in for.
First team All-NBA for 5 years in a row. It is a change to think of yourself differently, but it's easier to think of yourself differently, right, Tracy, if you're in a locker room with LeBron James
Absolutely,
and Anthony Davis, right? It's easier to say about yourself, oh, I have transitioned into being this kind of role player, if the guys I am a role player to are LeBron and AD versus some of the other guys and some of his more recent stops, right?
Yeah, I think that's true. That's absolutely true. It's easy to defer those guys, but it's not like James Harden was a guy.
I'm not as much talking about the Houston years as the years since.
Sure, but I think the other part of it also is when you're an elite player, your shelf life is so much longer, not because you're going to continue being elite, but because, you know, Stan Van Gundy talks about it all the time. Dwight Howard is a brilliant basketball player. Yeah. Putting that IQ to use can...
It's helping him now. And then you with a guy in LeBron James that will give you open baskets. Because you know the defense is going to collide on him, eyes going to be on him, and he make the job easier. You see Dwight getting easy basket when LeBron got the basketball in his hand, because the way he create, that's the way you ain't got to do a whole lot of work. To find an open spot, and he would give it to you. And Dwight seeing that, and he getting the easy baskets by playing with LeBron.
Help teams if you're willing to accept that role.
Oh, it's fun to see Dwight doing so well. He's got a whole half season left. You got more coming, so it's going to be fun.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more...
For the look, baby, the rub, nigga, I gotta be safe.